Hello everyone, it's Laffy Treffy. Yamato, Ace, and Luffy. A trio who has made quite a large presence known in this recent arc, and their dynamic is also something to talk about. It's very reminiscent of a certain other trio that we have heard quite a bit about in this arc, and that is Oden, Roger, and Whitebeard. Kitten says hi. Okay, here she is, just in case you're wondering. Yamato, Ace, and Luffy. Oden, Whitebeard, and Roger. There are a few similarities between these two major trios that have gained even more prominence in this recent arc, learning about Oden's travels, learning about the existence of Yamato and Ace's backstory. There's a lot to talk about here, and originally I was just going to go into the comparison between Yamato and Ace being Oden and Whitebeard, but obviously there's an important key player here that ties it all together, and that is Luffy. And of course Luffy and Roger have multiple similarities between them, so making the duo comparison more of a trio comparison to really dive into the symbology of these three characters and how they relate to their older generation counterparts. In a sentence, their dynamic similarities are as follows. Oden and Whitebeard started off sailing together until Oden eventually went over to Roger's crew to complete the journey to its end, going to Laugh Tale. Yamato and Ace made their promise originally, and with Ace's death, Yamato swore to go to Luffy, not only fulfilling their own dream of sailing the seas like Oden, but also in a way to fulfill Ace's dream of seeing Luffy become King of the Pirates, similar to Sabo. But now we're going to go into a more individual basis. First, we're going to start with Yamato. Yamato is Oden, figuratively and maybe literally in their own mind. We have yet to really dissect that personality conflict there, but I'm excited to see where it goes. But for now, it's clear that Yamato has inherited the will of Oden. They tasked themselves with freeing Wano from Kaido and Orochi, as well as opening the borders. When Yamato joins the crew, they will also be fulfilling the lifestyle of Oden when he sailed with the Pirate King of their generation. Yamato will see Laugh Tale alongside Luffy, just as Oden did with Whitebeard. And I would love it if when Yamato first sails with Luffy, we get a similar moment with Oden, where Yamato is just overly excited and just bounds into the next island, not knowing what to do with themselves, just like Oden did. They're just like big puppies who don't know how big they are, and you know, that similarity could be really cute with how Yamato has been, like Oden, just trapped on Wano for so long, and they've both just desperately wanted to get out, and now they finally do, and they are just overwhelmed. Now, playing devil's advocate, if Yamato doesn't join the crew, we can still get a similarity between Yamato and Oden, because Oden's grand dream was to live in a country with open borders and none of that restriction and suffocating lifestyle that Wano was in the past. Yamato could then live happily in an open-bordered Wano, saving Momo, protecting him, making him grow up to be a shogun that he was supposed to be, just like Oden was supposed to help Momo, and just live out a happy life on Wano. And even if Yamato doesn't join the crew and they stay on Wano, I highly doubt that that will be the end of the last time that we see Yamato, because in the final war, when all the allies are called, Yamato will definitely have a place there to carry out the final war and be alongside Luffy, the Pirate King, as they completely change the world around. Just like Oden was supposed to when Roger was supposed to change the world. Now we're gonna go over to Ace and Whitebeard. Now here, it's not so much inherited will as it is just the connection between Ace and Whitebeard, because of course, Ace sailed on Whitebeard's ship, called him father, and Whitebeard gave Ace a home that he always wanted. But the similarities run deeper there, because both Ace and Whitebeard didn't have any grand plans to become Pirate King or become super notorious. They were just strong inherently and gained a name for themselves just by being them. But they both just really wanted a life that they felt that they belonged in. Whitebeard just wanted a family. And Ace just wanted an answer to the one question plaguing him since he was a child: did he deserve to live? And fortunately, at the end of both of their lives, although they spent their entire lives living in Roger's shadow, they got their answer, and they did end up living the life that they wanted to. Ace found that he did 100% deserve to live, and Whitebeard sacrificed himself to save the best family that he could have ever asked for. So at the end, both Ace and Whitebeard fulfilled their dreams in their own way. And by doing so, both Ace and Whitebeard combined, both of their deaths brought in an enormous new era and caused a major wave of events to occur. And now we go over to Luffy and Roger. Now, the comparisons of Luffy and Roger are numerous, but of course it all boils down to inherited will here. Very much so. They both want to become the freest man in the world, and also there's another dream that we, after 1040 something chapters, we still don't know what the main protagonist's dream is, but it's something, and they both share it. Whether that be making a big party of the world, becoming the freest pirate crew, living in a world with no rules or structure, or just freeing the entire world of any hindrance to their freedom. Their dream is unknown, but it is shared. Now, like I said, the comparisons between Roger and Luffy living their lives is everywhere, but the main core ideas of both Roger and Luffy are the same. They both have a childlike wonder looking at the world, and they also have the will to live freely, and the strength and determination to do it. They both seek out the final island and seek to live a life of adventure. Both will become the most notorious pirates of their generation, and while one was too soon to save the world of whatever curse plagued the Void Century and then so was placed on the rest of the world since then, the other has the means to do it and will free the world and be the Joy Boy. Yeah. Both were contenders, but Luffy will be the one to fully receive it because, you know, the devil fruit too, that kind of helps too. The similarities of these two trios were brought to the forefront even more with the most recent episode, 1015. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Also, a reaction video is out too that kind of blew up. Nani? Thanks everyone, by the way. New subscribers and everything is kind of crazy, but appreciate it. Hope you stick around. But yeah, Yamato asking Ace that someday to promise that Yamato, Ace, and Luffy will all share a drink someday was definitely a heavy comparison to Roger, Whitebeard, and Oden. Although, you know, with Ace's death that will never happen. So what happens now? Well, I think that there will be an perhaps unlikely trio to be reunited in the future, in the grand final war that is due to happen in the near years to come of One Piece. Regardless of whether or not Yamato joins the crew, I think, like I said earlier, they will definitely have a prominent place in the final war, when all the allies will be called, or Yamato just on the ship with Luffy. They will be present. And you know who else will be present? A certain revolutionary. So who is the new trio to bring in the new dawn once more? I think it might be Yamato, Luffy, and Sabo. Yamato has heard of Sabo through Ace's late night stories of their childhood and everything, and of course now that Sabo is revealed to be alive, which is interesting if Yamato knows that or not. They read the newspapers, so they probably know by now, but it hasn't been brought up. They might be able to fulfill that anticipated reunion between Yamato, Luffy, and Ace, but instead, as Sabo has so clearly inherited Ace's will through eating the Mera Mera no Mi and just being a sworn brother, that the next trio, that fulfillment of that reunion might be Yamato, Luffy, and Sabo. And going forward, the three of them will recount and live in Ace's memory and just have a grand old time in the new world. This would be a very impactful way for Sabo to live on in Ace's memory, to not only, again, like Yamato, see Luffy to his dream, but also to fulfill Yamato's dream of having friends. all of the trios are just great, you know, great things come in threes, that's all I'm saying. There's the monster trio, there's the weakling trio, there's the supernova trio, there's so many trios, and let me know if you wanted me to discuss any of the other major trios. That would be a fun series to do maybe, but you know, with this last episode, which was again amazing, I think I really wanted to highlight the Yamato, Ace, and Luffy comparison to Roger, Whitebeard, and Oden. So let me know your thoughts, let me know what other similarities there are, because there are a lot of them, so let me know which ones I've missed, and how you see Yamato in the future, how they're going to fulfill that final dream, and do you think Sabo is a good contender to replace Ace in this trio reunion? So with that, thanks everyone for watching. You can also check me out on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram for more cosplay, gaming, anime content. Make sure you subscribe here, of course, like the video, and comment your thoughts. It means a lot. Thanks again to the blowing up of last video. It was really cool. Don't think that'll happen again. You can just tell when the One Piece community is on fire because the views are crazy. But I really do appreciate it and hope you stick around. And so until next time, have a great day, follow your dreams, and check me next time. Bye!